I've lived this long and I have plenty of years ahead of me. But then, what have I achieved? Why are we here on earth? What's the essence of living? Well, to some persons, success would mean riches, wealth, and acquiring as much as you can. But then I said to myself, if that's actually what success or a significant life means, how come the likes of Charles Schwab, who was one time the president of Bethlehem Steel, the largest steel company in the world, ended up dying broke? How come the likes of Leo Fraser, who was one time the president of Bank of International Settlements, commit suicide? And if it's not wealth or riches, is it fame? Is it stardom? Is it glamour? If that's what success means, how come plenty of celebrities whom we know, the likes of Whitney Houston and the others, they ended up committing suicide? And if it's not riches, it's not fame, is it power? If success were to mean the amount of power you ever had, then what are the positives we can draw from the likes of Muammar Gaddafi, Idi Amin of Uganda, Adolf Hitler, you name them. But then there are some names that we were born to meet. Those names are still relevant today, they ring a bell, and even when we are gone, those names will still transcend generations yet upon. The likes of Archbishop Desmond Tutu, the likes of Nelson Mandela, the likes of Mother Teresa, Margaret Thatcher, Martin Luther King Jr., Benjamin Franklin, you name it. See, these people live their lives by living for others. Everything they did, they put others first, and they saw how, and they tried to see how they could better the whole of mankind. Now, a wise man once said something striking. He said, the purpose of life is simply to live a life of purpose. And there are 2 days that are the greatest in the life of a man. Those 2 days are the day that man was born and the day he discovers why. Now, I strongly believe that the purpose for which you are born is strongly linked and related to the why for which you are here on earth. Well, it's good to have plenty of money in your bank account, looking fat and rich. You want to have good fleet of cars parked in your garage and build plenty of houses. Well, those things are good, they are fine. But I believe those are not the true measure of success. Now, just like he said that the true measure of knowledge or the intelligence of a teacher is not in what the teacher knows, but in what the student knows. So also, I strongly believe that the true wealth or measure of how rich a man is not in what the man actually possesses, but in what in his ability to bring out the wealth in others and make others rich and wealthy. Now, putting others first is what life is all about. If you truly want to be happy in life, you need to learn to forget about yourself and focus on others. You truly learn to live for yourself when you live for others. No man will ever be satisfied who tries to gather everything to himself and puts himself first. For you to be happy and live for yourself, you need to live for others. See, you have never really done something and you have never really lived a day successfully if you've not done something for someone whom you know can never and will never be able to repay you. The truth is, for you to know the true essentials of life and the reason why we are here, if you want to know that and know how effective you'll be, then you need to learn to plant trees under whose shades you know you will never sit under. You need to learn to plant trees under whose shades you will never sit under. Now, I would like to wrap up with the poem from a story. An old man was trying to cross a river that was having plenty of turbulence and tide and very big wave. And it was difficult crossing, but due to his experience, his expertise, and the previous years of discipline, he was able to maneuver. And finally, after much time and stress, he was able to cross over the river successfully to the other side. And this old man was getting to the twilight of his life, towards the end of his life, and he was never going to cross that river again. But when he was done crossing the river, he looked back, and then he looked around, got materials from around, got everything he could get, tried and constructed a bridge, a firm bridge, to span from one side of the river to the other side. And when he was done, the bridge was all set. A passerby saw him and said, old man, why bother yourself? Why waste your energy? Why waste your time? Why waste your strength having to construct a bridge when you know that you've already crossed successfully to the other side and you are at the closing stage, the twilight of your life, and you are never going to cross this river again? In fact, your day ends with this passing day. You will never pass here again. So why wasting all of this strength and time? The old man said something striking. He said, this river that I have crossed successfully because of my experience, discipline, confidence, and my ability. He said, I am an old man. I know I will not cross this river again. But then someday would come a youth who will not have my experience, who will not have my discipline, who will not have my expertise. And then this river that I have crossed will pose to be a pitfall to that youth. I will never cross this river again, but this bridge I have built is for that young man. See, folks, you you would find joy and benefit when you stop living life for yourself and see how you could better the whole of mankind. I like the words of Charles Goodyear, who said something. He said, Charles Goodyear said, I am not disposed to complaining that I plant or I sow and I don't reap. He said, no, a man has cause truly only for regret when he sows and there's nobody to reap what he has sown. That's the only regret a man should have. I don't want to be the one who had all the money or who was the richest, but I want to be the one who is able to show others the wealth resident and dormant inside of them and make them, spur them to greatness and bring out those wealth from them. I don't want to be the one who have the best of careers. No, I want to be able to help men fulfill purpose and fulfill destiny. Well, would I like to be the dynasty or an empire? Yes, but that's not what I want. I want to be the one who is able to build men that will in turn shaping the lives of generations yet unborn. I don't just want to live a life of success. I think I want to live a life of purpose and significance. I don't want it to be said that somebody once passed through this world and then he was the richest, was the most famous and well celebrated. No. I want to be the one who lived a life of significance and of a legacy that truly it will be said that he lived his life not for himself, but for mankind, and to see how mankind will be better than it ever was. See guys, when you die, when you are gone, people will summarize your life in just one sentence. Why don't you pick it now? Why don't you pick what you want people to know you for when you are gone? Someday, you'll be remembered for something, and I hope it is for good. That child out there who's around you, who has got no food, no clothing, why not start from there? That neighbor of yours who has no hope, who there seems like there's nothing for him tomorrow, why not affect their life positively? Whatever you have, nothing is too big, nothing is too small. Do something positive to better lives, and I bet you will live a fulfilling life.